What's going on, everyone? Bran here from Bloody Breakdown, and this video is going to go out not on the 1st. I'm recording it on the 1st, but it's the brand new month. It's July 2023, and I thought, hey, let's take a look at what the horror genre is going to offer us in this new month. So join me. New month, new horror titles being released theatrically, through streaming services. So if you're looking for something new to watch this July during the month, you're a horror fan, I assume, if you're here to begin with. So yeah, let's jump in. Let's take a look. Let's see what this month has to offer us. Because I mean, definitely, I wouldn't say the hottest month, pun intended, you know, being summer and all. Definitely not typically the hottest month for horror. But I got to tell you, here the last couple of years, being a horror fan has been chef's kiss. It's been really great because not only are we getting constant content, we're also getting really good content, which there for a while had been lacking for several years. But I would say, you know, going all the way back to like 2017, 2018, and on to now has been really exciting. So let's see what this particular month that we're in now has to offer us as far as the horror genre. So let's dig in here. Of course, this article that I've got a lot of this information from here, the one that we're actually going to be looking at, is coming to us from MovieWeb. And I think they've probably done the best job of compiling everything, which is why I'm using it. So, of course, we're starting out with something that you're going to be able to take a look at here at the early goings here in this month. Of course, Insidious: The Red Door. If I'm not mistaken, this is the 5th Insidious film. To be perfectly honest with you, I did quite enjoy the first one. I remember watching the second one, although I don't remember as much about that film. I don't remember having as good of a time watching it as I did the first one. So I never watched the third one, and I'm pretty sure there was a 4th one that I didn't watch either. I think I checked out the trailers. They kind of look like ass in my opinion. But to be honest with you, even though I'm not a huge fan of the franchise of Insidious, I really like that first one. And this new one, like I said, I'm assuming the 5th entry, The Red Door, seems to be a direct sequel to that first story, bringing back all these characters, even bringing back, as you see up here at the top, our Darth Maul demon right there. So I'm actually pretty interested in this. To me, it kind of seems like it might be the first Insidious film that's like a direct sequel to that movie. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know. Like I said, I'm not a huge Insidious fan, but this one I'm excited for, I have to say. Of course, coming to us courtesy of Blumhouse, which Blumhouse, much like A24, hit or miss, but man, when they hit, it's really good stuff. So I'll definitely have my eye open for Insidious. Going into what the article says about this film, apparently Insidious: The Red Door will be the franchise's final film. Press X to doubt. I'm pressing it currently as we speak. I heard that exact same rhetoric most recently in the Purge franchise, where they build, and once again, the Purge, I feel the same way about the Purge. Really like the first one. The sequels aren't really my bag. I've watched a lot of them. They're okay, but it's nothing I'm going to rewatch. I'll say that. But in the same vein as the Purge, you know, it's, for me, these films are not films that they probably should have made as many sequels to as they did. And hey, if I sound like a hypocrite because I love movie franchises like Halloween, which is up to 13 sequels, and yeah, a lot of them shouldn't have happened. But I'll digress. Final film, yeah, we've heard this before. We'll see. Press X it out, right? We'll see. I highly doubt it, especially how the franchise kind of went off the rails and made so many films so quickly with the success of the original. You know, there's no telling if this movie does well. Yeah, okay. Anyway, and it will see the return of the Lambert family, who were absent in the 3rd and 4th films. Okay, so they were in the 2nd one. Like I said, I don't remember too much about that 2nd one, but I do know I did watch it. Maybe that's why I didn't watch the 3rd and 4th. I don't know, maybe so. With the previous movie focusing on Elise, who was forced to revisit her traumatic childhood. Plot came full circle and eventually connected us back to the Lambert family. That's cool. I guess they kind of pulled a Final Destination 6 there. But of course, in the upcoming movie, Patrick Wilson, Ty Simpkins will venture deeper into the Further to confront the horrifying demons lurking behind the Red Door. The film will be released in theaters July 7th, 2023. So there you go. That's the first film this month that I think all us horror fans are pretty excited about. Next up is Bird Box Barcelona, coming out a week later on July the 14th. And I gotta be real with you. I think Bird Box was just okay. It was just okay. I don't think it was... I think it was a little bit overhyped, honestly. Nothing to write home about, but it was okay. Does it warrant a sequel? I gotta say, I personally don't think so. But I'm not gonna shit on you if you really enjoyed that one and you'd like to see some type of continuation of the story. Hey, you know what? Have fun. But I'm assuming this will be Netflix like the first one was. But we'll dig into what the article has to say about it. Bird Box, released on Netflix, of course, in 2018, was a true horror in certain ways, despite lacking the usual horror tropes. Let's skip down here. That is the main idea of Bird Box, and Bird Box Barcelona is a new spin-off film in the franchise set around the same time. This time the story takes place in Europe, in Spain. Hey, I wouldn't have guessed that, right, with the title. And follows Sebastian and his young daughter Anna as they fight to survive in the desolate streets of Barcelona while avoiding people possessed by strange entities. Although they eventually find a group of survivors, the real obstacle originates soon as they are unsure who to trust. According to reports, Bird Box franchise will see more spin-offs in the future, with this film serving as the first. So, I guess the first one was pretty popular, pretty successful for Netflix, so they're at least gonna try their hand at a handful, I think, of these films. But, it's one of those things. As soon as Netflix is tired of playing with this toy, they'll drop it in favor of something else. So who's to say this could be the only follow-up that film really has, especially if it doesn't fare too well on the streaming service. But I guess we'll see. So there it is. July 14th, Bird Box Barcelona. If the first was your bag, you'll probably enjoy this one too. And you'll probably like the news that Netflix at least plans to do more. All right, so same day here. Yeah, once again, July 14th, we have The Flood, which I believe is an original. This is coming to us from Saban Films, which, Jesus Christ, I've been watching the content since I was a kindergartner with Power Rangers, so congrats to you guys. So apparently this one's another creature feature type deal, as the article even says here, kind of like Anaconda, King Kong, Jaws, that type thing. I rather enjoyed Crawl a couple of years ago, and I'm seeing a gator or a croc. I don't know what the fucking, I don't know how they look different. Whatever. I know they behave differently, dry land and whatever, but yeah, okay, that's a hell of a fucking derailment of the conversation, isn't it? So what is this here? We've actually got the official synopsis here for this film. So we'll read that. After a massive hurricane floods Louisiana, which that typically happens, it unleashes a threat even deadlier than the rising water level, a relentless horde of giant hungry gators. See, I'm already noticing they missed their shot here. They should have had the alligators, which I guess now we can confirm alligators, right? They should have had alligators on some type of hardcore drug. Cocaine Bear was a son of a bitch. Why can't we see Meth Gator? There's croc meth. That's already a thing. I'm just looking out for you guys. You got to build some layers here. When a group of in-transit prisoners and their security guards seek shelter in a local prison, they become prey for the flesh-eating attackers. To survive, the prisoners and guards must fight together in this action thriller packed with slithery scares and jaw-clenching suspense. All right, that remains to be seen, right? So yeah, there's that. Kind of sounds like your typical creature feature in a lot of ways. But to be honest with you, I'd give it a shot. I'd definitely give it a shot. So there it is. Same day as Bird Box Barcelona, you can check out The Flood. And I don't see any information as to how this is going to be released, honestly. So I may have to add a little something when I edit here. I'll look into it. And of course, we have Cobweb coming to us July the 21st. Don't really know much about this, so let's just dig right into the article here. The stars of The Boys and Party Down will feature in the new film Cobweb to investigate the bizarre sounds produced within the walls. Okay. But to their horror, a terrifying entity awaits them on the other side. Cobweb tackles a twisted horror notion through the perspective of a child, following Peter, an 8-year-old boy who is plagued by odd sounds originating from his bedroom walls at night. However, much to his disbelief, his parents do not appear to explore the matter, instead dismissing his fears as a figment of his imagination. Another nice horror trope there, especially with kids being the lead. With time, Peter begins to wonder what type of presence their parents might be hiding behind the walls and starts to lose faith in them. Is there anything scarier for a child than that? Yeah, I mean, honestly, no. In a lot of ways, I mean, you have like a biological imperative to trust your parents. So, yeah, that kind of stuff hits on a different level. So that started out a little, I wasn't sure, but now after reading the entire synopsis, that sounds kind of interesting. So that is July the 21st, Cobweb. Up next, I see Nick Cage. I'm automatically invested. Sympathy for the Devil coming out July the 28th. Like I said, that's all you got to do right there is throw Nick Cage in front of me for me to be invested. I'm not saying the guy's a good actor. I'm just saying I enjoy his acting. That's all I'm saying. It's a riot. It's great. For example, do you think Willy's Wonderland, the whole animatronic FNAF, obviously inspired film, do you think it would have been even worth the first watch without Nick Cage in the lead? Guy didn't have to speak. Good stuff. I mean, how can you not like this guy? This July, we'll see every horror film with an exceptional theme, with Sympathy for the Devil starring Nicolas Cage being the most distinctive of them all. The trailer suggests that the film will be spooky as hell, with Nicolas Cage playing a maniacal part and Joel Kinnaman playing a victim, which is just kind of cool, honestly, to see. I mean, really, Nick Cage has been doing a lot of horror or horror-adjacent movies recently. Over the last several years, you had Mandy, you had Willy's Wonderland, you had, man, what was the vampire flick? It just came out. I haven't gotten around to seeing it lately. But, and now this. So, bro, if he wasn't already a Scream King, he's definitely one now, right? The plot revolves around a driver who has no idea how he ended up in a situation where he had to play a life or death game while being held at gunpoint by his passenger on the most important night of his life. However, he believes that he will not make it out alive unless he plays the stranger's bizarre games. Sympathy for the Devil will be released in theaters, so we got a confirmation there, on July 28th. And that is it. That brings us to the end of the list here. There's a handful of flicks streaming and being released theatrically that if you're a horror fan like me and you're looking for something in the month of July to sink your teeth into, some new content, because as much as we love the oldies, as much as we love the classics, you got to have something new from time to time to kind of brighten that up. So there you go. There's going to be several opportunities for you all to do just that in the month of July. So with that said, as always, leave a like if you've enjoyed the content, subscribe and turn on notifications if you really like what I'm doing here and you'd like to see more of it. Also, check the description section. I think there's a link to my Twitter. There's a link to support the channel if that's something you would like to do. And also, as always, leave some comments down in the comments section. That's where they go, right? Leave them down there. Let me know what you think about these releases. Just let me know your thoughts. And once again, with that said, I'm Bran from Bloody Breakdown, and this has been your Bloody Breakdown on horror in July 2023.